Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to make the most delicious chocolate and banana cake. So if you are a fan of chocolate, let's make it with me. First, we will have to prepare the ingredients to make the chocolate sponge cake. In two different bowls, I'm gonna separate the egg white and the egg yolk. I often use the eggs I just took out from the fridge and I just separate them. I find it way more easier if they are still cold. For the first bowl, I'm gonna incorporate almost all the rich ingredients and mix it together. In order to create the most light and fluffy sponge cake, I'm gonna use a mixture of 3 different kinds of flour, which include cornstarch. We'll have to reduce the gluten when we mix it with the liquor. Remember, when we are mixing the batter, we don't have to overmix it. Just make it until you see no lump yet and you can stop. Don't overmix it or otherwise the cake will be dense later. In the next step, we are going to beat the egg white until it forms a stiff peak. I divide the sugar into 3 different portions and add it gradually. When you reach stiff peak, stop and we are going to move forward to the next step. First, I'm gonna add a third of the egg white mixture into the chocolate batter and just combine it. Then I'm gonna add the remaining egg white into the mixture and just gonna fold it. At this step, you want to fold the mixture and not just mixing. If you are folding the correct way, the bubbles that we just made from the beating egg will be remaining, and then when the batter go into the oven, those bubbles will help the cake to rise and your cake will be beautiful. Today I'm going to use a 6-inch round mold. I have turned on my oven 50 minutes before going to bake and we are going to bake for a very long time at low temperature. I love baking using this method because it will slowly rise over time and it will guarantee to make my cake structure to be stronger, and also the flavor in my opinion is also better. For the next step, we are going to make a chocolate mousse. First, in a double boiler, I'm gonna boil my chocolate, butter and cream together. Continue mixing until you get a smooth mixture like this. After the chocolate and butter have melted, I'm gonna let this mixture rest for about 50 minutes until it's cooled down. In the meantime, I'm gonna whip the whipping cream with some sugar because we are going to combine with the chocolate later, so we don't have to beat it over at this step. Just beat it about 50 to 60% and then we are going to combine with the chocolate. After adding the chocolate, we are going to continue beating until the mixture becomes lighter and a little bit fluffier. Because the chocolate mousse will set and become firmer when we rest it in the fridge, so I'm gonna let it rest for 30 minutes. When cutting the banana, just make sure that you are cutting it into equal pieces, so when we add it to the cake, it won't lean later. The chocolate mousse has become firmer and now we can start decorating the cake. First, I'm gonna divide my cake into 3 equal pieces. You can eyeball it, but I find it very delightful to use this cutting tool. I find it very easy to use and all of my layers are all the way cut into equal pieces. After dividing the cake, we are going to decorate layer by layer. First, I'm gonna add a thin layer of chocolate mousse and surrounding all of the surface. At this step, you don't have to put in like a thick layer. All we need is just a thin layer that covering all of the cakes. Next step, we are going to add the sliced banana. The layer of cream underneath will help to make sure that the banana don't move when we are going to add into the layer. After that, covering all of the banana with a thin layer of cream. This will help to make sure that all of the banana are in place and cannot move. After that, we're just repeating the process one more time. First, we're going to add a thin layer of cream, then we add the banana and then a layer of cream and then just adding the sponge cake on top of it. For the last step, we are going to cover all of the cake with a thin layer of cream. This will act like a crumb coat and it will absorb all of the crumbs that fall out from the cakes and make our cake more smooth and more delightful. At this step, we don't have to cover it completely, just cover it as much as you can, and then we are going to let the cake rest in the fridge for 30 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna show you how to make the chocolate ganache that go into the top of it. This chocolate ganache is quite simple, and I'm gonna put it in the piping bag and then I'm gonna make a drip on top of the cake. For the outside, after the cake has been set, I'm gonna smooth it out and just try my best to make the cake look as pretty as possible. Because we are going to cover all of the cake with the chocolate, so you don't actually have to smooth it too much. Our cake is almost done. All we have to do left is just make the dripping. I find it very satisfying to seeing the chocolate dripping and just look at the chocolate slowly dripping alongside of the cake. The cake will take 30 minutes to set, and after that you can enjoy it. I have some leftover mousse, so I'm just use it and decorate it on top of my cake too. To make sure that people know that this cake contains banana in it, I'm gonna add some banana on top as a decorating. Now let's cut the cake into pieces, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the flavor. This cake is so moist and tender, it will make you scream on happiness because the banana, when combining with the chocolate cream, is going to taste so good. The chocolate mousse itself is quite beautiful, and when combining with the sweetness from the banana and the moist and tender from the cakes, it could be the perfect combination. I hope that this video tutorial has been helpful to you, and I wish you the best when making this cake. If you like this video, just comment something underneath and consider subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much and see you next time.